Hey guys, welcome to the Low Basement. This is video 1 of Life on the Fritz, and today's project is to build our workshop table. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. As I'm sure you can tell, today is my first time ever vlogging, and let me tell you one thing I've already learned. Talking to other people can be a little bit awkward. Talking to yourself, a little bit crazy, but talking into camera is actually darn near impossible. However, the whole point of this channel in the first place is for me to be able to learn some unique skills that I not only found interesting, but should also make me a better person. I want to use YouTube to help motivate me in the future to continue to do so, and to be able to share my experience with all of you guys. Enough about me and the channel though, let's talk about today's project. I thought it was only appropriate that we'd start off the channel by building the workshop that I intend to use for all my projects going forward. Prior to this video, I went ahead and drew up the exact design for the table and how I wanted it, which I'll throw up on the screen, and went ahead and purchased the lumber. So the next step is for me to go upstairs, draw out everything, cut it out, and then bring it back down here so I can assemble it. As you guys can see, I finished up all the cutting everything. To be honest, the skill saw was not a good choice for the 4x4s, which kind of knew going into it, but because of the quarantine and not being able to go out and get more equipment, I decided to give it a shot anyways. The cuts are not too clean, so I'm probably going to clean those up to make sure that the table's level, but my first project, pretty happy with how everything's going so far. I'm going to go ahead and take everything down, and we'll see you guys down there. Alright guys, so as promised, pretty hot day outside, but we're done now with all the cutting. Everything seems to be pretty near the correct dimensions. The 4x4 ends are a little bit rough, but I don't think that should cause any issues. So I'm pretty happy with everything, how everything turned out. The next step will be to assemble it. I'm not quite sure what order we're going to do that in. I'm thinking at the moment that we'll go ahead and combine all the 2x4s to make the 2 frames. I don't know if it was clear from the drawing earlier, but there's going to be one primary table, and then there's going to be one more portable, smaller table that will fit into, that will be able to fit up against the table pretty well. So I'm not sure, so I'm thinking we'll do the 2 kind of frames out of the 2x4s, go ahead and then connect the legs, and then we'll write it and add the top last. That's the current thinking. So. see, we finished the frame for the main part of the table. Something you may have noticed earlier, if you were paying attention to the drawings, is that the top of the table, of the main part, is 2 by 4 feet, but the frame is less than that. So the reason for that was I wanted a little bit of overhang on the top of the table, so that way I could line it with, I'm not sure how to best to explain this, but I could line it with 2 by 4 underneath, and that way I could kind of clamp things to it, like use C-clamps. I do a number of projects such as like fly tying and stuff where it's nice to have that capability. So I'll show you at the end kind of what I was thinking, but I just wanted to address that now as you see me put the top on here. So. Alrighty, as you can see, main portion's finished now, so I wanted to do this one first because I just figured it'd be easier to kind of do some of the work that I needed to up on here. That way I don't have to like stand up as much. So yeah, pretty happy with how it's going. I'm gonna go ahead and probably just skip through the next part and just show you all when it's done. So I'll see you when I'm finished. Recognize I told you that we wouldn't show any more of this, just skip to the end, but I wanted just to point out one of the better ideas I had, and I'm sure you know this is not super original, but something that really helped me was just indexing each piece of wood so that way I knew exactly which part it was. It just saved me a lot of time having to like look for the correct piece and measure it out and make sure it's the right dimensions. So I just did it by width and length, and I had the larger table I call table A and table B. So alright guys, I swear I'm not even trying to be insensitive or anything. I don't even necessarily like Corona so much, but it's the only thing that's in the fridge right now, so. I don't like it. That's actually not terrible. So as you can see, we finished up the table and everything. For the most part, I'm actually really happy with it all. Table A, the big table, I thought turned out really well. The legs all are pretty straight. It's sturdy. It's really solid actually. It weighs a lot. So yeah, so I'm really happy with table A. Table B, for whatever reason, the legs were bending, or a little bit bent, but it's still relatively sturdy. That's also not going to be the primary load-bearing table. If I'm going to put any larger equipment, that's all going to be up here. So overall, really happy with everything. So yeah, something I think that was really good was, as I mentioned earlier, just marking down which components went where. That was really helpful in just assembling it relatively quickly. Something I could have improved upon is, yeah, I can just the smaller table, fixing the way those legs were done. And then something I just enjoyed was really just the satisfaction of getting it all together. It feels really good. I'm really excited to be able to kind of start this process of just being able to build a lot of things and do a lot of projects and everything. So if you have any expertise in the area, if you don't, please go ahead and just write down like any comments that you have on how I could have done things better, any questions on why I did anything in a particular order, anything like that. Speaking of order, I remember that I talked about how I was going to assemble it, how I was going to put the 2x4s together first and then attach all the legs. I didn't do it that way. There wasn't really any reason I switched. It's just kind of how things happen. So overall, really happy with how things went. So hope you guys have a great week.